принцы Золушкам не встречаются. Наши девичьи года были, не были, улетели в никуда, усилили день.
you gotta value. Life is a knife, it'll stare you. Ay, really could convey what you feel deep inside. Dealing with them traumas, you can't sleep at night. I swear, all I see is strangers polluting my air.
Favor what you love.
Favor what I love,
Cause I'm a king, hope you can see right. You got the power to move your means for your team. You got the green light. You done knock down a few doors, throwing blows, cause you ain't scared of crows. How many deposits you gon' see before you nigga fold? On the road to them opposites. Nigga might just end up missing. Put off on my cousin, left a slain. Now it's gonna be some killings. Be around the blocks, ain't New York, but we gon' do some drilling. See Cal in that witch, I got my trigger fingers itching. Tryna feed another nigga, gon' be your crit tonight. Nigga fell off dipping in the set, now watch him grit the pipe. He ain't put his hustle before his habit, got a missing life. Being on this bitch, he insecure, cause it ain't sin right. No giving fight, you niggas can't be in and out. Making all them excuses for your face, got you running wild. Rather kill than get some money. Nigga living like some clowns. Tryna make it out, I'm thugging, bitch, I can't be held bound. Favor what you love and you might gain some ground. 100K in cash, I ain't buzzed. Too many niggas running straight, getting killed by them slugs. You gon' run away from the street, but you gon' always be a thug. You gon' favor what you love. Love for the money, get you hooked like a drug. You ain't never met them niggas and them niggas hold a grudge. That shit, love for the birds, I'm taking flight like a dove. Ay, turn to the plug, you gon' favor what you love. Ay, love for the money, get you hooked like a dove. Fiend, in the picture while a nigga on this cold D. Racking up this paper, I need no sleep. Don't lose your mind, young nigga, run it up. Focus on that bag, or you gon' favor to my nose, please. Ask me why I reckon you the police. Kill a nigga, mama screaming, can't get no sleep. Don't lose your mind, young nigga, run it up. Focus on that bag, or you gon' favor what you love. When you on niggas, you gotta ask them, I'm serious. The keys feed your family, but these crackers so oblivious. Curious, that's why they try to put fear in this system. When you been a thug, nigga, they labeled you inferior. That don't mean you gotta pipe down. You ain't living in the stars, so you got right now. Reason makes sense to desert the playgrounds. I don't wanna go to K-Town. Kids in the crossfire, they telling them to lay down. Nigga hit, he ain't moving, you need some patience, roll on breakdown. Nigga try to choose another path, but he stay in danger. Uncle showed me a new light, I created a different angle. I'ma always just on the 12 with a middle finger. Cause you always thinking it's fair when you done killed the nigga. Judge by character, the shit you stand on. In the end zone, new flavor, nigga, cut the biz on. Just put some tents on, serve fit cones. You gon' serve a purpose to get your chin blown. Shit, first real nigga. 100K in cash, I ain't buzzed. Too many niggas running straight, getting killed by them slugs. You gon' run away from the street, but you gon' always be a thug. You gon' favor what you love. Love for the money, get you hooked like a drug. You ain't never met them niggas and them niggas hold a grudge. That shit, yeah, for the birds, I'm taking flight like a dove. Ay, turn to the plug, you gon' favor what you love. Ay, love for the money, get you hooked like a dolphin. Paint a picture while a nigga on this cold D. Ay, racking up this paper, I need no sleep. Don't lose your mind, young nigga, run it up. Focus on that bag, or you gon' favor to my nose, please. Ask me why I reckon you the police. Kill a nigga, mama screaming, can't get no sleep. Don't lose your mind, young nigga, run it up. Focus on that bag, or you gon' favor what you love.
Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Black Wall Street Bets Taco Tuesday, where we talk about currency only. Today we are here with Professor Asnati. Brethren, what's up, Guan?
We in the building, another episode, man. Another episode.
Yes, sirski. You got an episode last Tuesday?
It's always an episode, but the main thing is, bro, that I gotta come tell everybody.
You listening?
The same thing that Rolly said, man. Favor what you love. It's a bunch of strangers around you holding grudges. Lito said fake friends fake to mean you well just so they can say they seen you fail. So that's just what the cast is about tonight. Shout out to everybody that's successful, because I understand how hard it is to be successful, especially if you're doing anything that requires you to be with a team. So I definitely want to shout those people out that's doing something good on their side and just trying to be more righteous, right? I always shout out some righteousness. But today, we're just here to talk about the same shit that's been going on every day, everywhere. There's a group of people that's keep on sticking their self around, and I don't know if anybody's requesting them to be around, so they're acting as if they want to be around to fuck everything up. So now we have to really figure out what is the direction going forward, and how would you handle this, right? So as far as even the charts, like, y'all probably don't care, but let's get into it a little bit. All right, this is how I'm gonna start off. I gotta play me a Lito Shout out to the brother Rolly, man. I love that damn song. I love that song. I love that song. Shout out to the brother Rolly, man.
I got stabbed, times I ain't ever right. They used to crack jokes on me, then they can't laugh. I'm the one that they asking for an autograph. I'm the boss now, bitch. I got stabbed, times I ain't ever right. I wish I seen a cab. Granny daddy hit me in the face like a right jab. But I know she happy I took the right path. I'm in the studio working on my craft, putting this shit together like I work in a meth lab. And I was smoking dope and I couldn't even buy cigars yet. My mama lost her mama and her sister, she took all it. He fucked my bitch, but I been fucked his hoe, so I didn't knock that. He never asked for shit, that's my little bro, I love Lil' Marcus. Now I'm at the top, little bitch, I'm chillin' where the stars at. Seen a nigga get robbed, I done seen a nigga get caught. Let me make them people feel me if you don't mind. I deserve to pop shit at least one time. I pick a bitch out the crowd when it's showtime. I'm doing everything big just like Showtime. My bro, and that nigga who got a problem with dude is smoke. Talking all that shit about what you gon' do. Let's go, stand on my 2 feet and I won't move a toe. Fresh as hell, just take me off guard, I ain't even got a pole. Went gold 35 M's on the audio, no video. Linked up with Durkio and put him on that remix. Money tall 6'6", all white bricks on my feet, I kick big shit. Bike rolls and Casamigo for the whole get lit. I go with my gut and my first mind, I take real risks. Never knew my father, but I'm glad my son won't feel this. He unborn, but I'ma be there when he come, that's real shit. Take him around the world, I'ma take him on plenty field trips. Take him around the world, I'ma take him on plenty field trips. And now you ain't gotta worry no more. God called you home, I had to watch you go. Now you're gone, I'm the same one, forgave you every time you did wrong. I'm the same one, was waiting for you all day long, and you ain't come through one time. After everything I've been through, I came out fine. Wanna come back around, but that shit dead, nigga, stop trying. And I'm the truth, I can never fold when it's crunch time. Know how to move, I'm a smooth dude, I can get away with crime. How the fuck you want a championship? You don't wanna grind. Try the nigga, got your ass flipped, now your mama crying. The game watered down, cause niggas sour like a lemon lime. Fell down too many times. On me, then they can't laugh. I'm the one that they asking for an autograph. I'm the boss now, bitch. I got stabbed, times I ain't ever right. I wish I seen a cab. Granny daddy hit me in the face like a right jab. But I know she happy I took the right path. I'm in the studio working on my craft, putting this shit together like I work in a meth lab. And I was smoking dope and I couldn't even buy cigars yet. My mama lost her mama and her sister, she took all it. He fucked my bitch, but I been fucked his hoe, so I didn't knock that. He never asked for shit, that's my little bro, I love Lil' Marcus.
Just more focus on distribution like I'm grinding 50. I think Time one of the dopest, I ain't trying to upset him, but he mentioned me in a song, could've timed it better. I gotta live with the fact that I'ma die as a legend. No time soon, I pray, but either way, how you gon' lead the way when you can't lead the stage? Cube, bug, band, play, street and fate, my Mount Rushmore.
Yeah. Never had shit, what the fuck do you mean? Big bang roll when I step on the scene. They call me Lil' Money, favorite color green. Designer Supreme, Alexander McQueen. Nigga never wanna grind with you, but wanna shine with you. Nigga wanna join the team, but it's too late, you ain't believe in the dream. When the championship come, you won't get no ring. No, you don't deserve it at all. All them times you left me out, nigga, you ain't come through it all. No, you don't deserve it at all. All them times supposed to make me win, but you made me take that loss. That's why I just had to run on my paper. I get this shit from my big brother break 'em. No, he not real as he say, niggas faking, waking and baking. Roll up as soon as I wake up. Bitch, you can keep your little fella up, bitch, I don't need it. Nigga be getting too greedy, she told me she love me, don't mean it. I feel like Kanye West, I'm inside me rockin' Yeezy, and I got so many haters. chasing paper till my toe bleeding. Don't know, I don't know. While I spaz out for no reason. While I go off, I might show off, but I help you out if you need it. Go out, show off, but I help you out if you need it. I done seen it happen all kind of ways, but I ain't going like that, it's on Jesus. Now I get a bankroll for the feature. Kick back coolin', feet up. I'm a young nigga like the creeper. I ain't never change on my people. Never had shit, what the fuck do you mean? Big bankroll when I step on the scene. They call me Lil Money, favorite color green. Designer Supreme, Alexander McQueen. Nigga never wanna grind with you, but wanna shine with you. Nigga wanna join the team, but it's too late, you ain't believe in the dream. When the championship come, you won't get no ring, no. No, you don't deserve it at all. All them times you left me out, nigga, you ain't come through it all. No, you don't deserve it at all. All them times supposed to make me win, but you made me take that loss. No, you don't deserve it at all. No,
somebody taking people down with us. Hey, how the fuck you gon' say you love me and take it back from me, knowing I don't know how to act? And now my close homies in the wind, I ain't dead, all I pray is just Eddie. My mama ran away from my daddy, shit my daddy never circled back around, he was using like Eddie. And I still ain't had time to myself to see who I really became without you all up on my neck with that yelling. I'm a congregate feeling I can get deep in my dog's side. You ain't seen a shot unless that shot left a man die. Running up on who that's playing roulette with all five. You always say you'll drop yourself before you let another man try. I eat fried calamari up, number man high. Can't respect no nigga that talk to me and won't look in my eye. You blind as fuck like Rev, you can't say I'm lying hearted. If it's you or me, I'm sorry. If it's you or me, I'm sparking. Ayy. Somebody gon' die when they get loud as fuck. Somebody gon' make their people proud as fuck. I'm dying out now and I've been dying for us. Go get your shit today. Wish me and my sister could get closer than we is today. Niggas ain't got shit, niggas still on the same shit today. Once I built a snicker, I just threw away the Milky Way. And all my bitches thick as fuck, and all my niggas will hit you up. I won't send no bitch at you, I know the police pulling up. Niggas will write down anything, knowing the laws don't fuck with us. Lately ain't been shit up on my mind except a money truck. And all my bitches will hit you up, all my bitches got blicks with us. I told my nigga take that soda back to his people. It's 1 in the AM, I'm cooking crack when I'm leaving, and I ain't stopping. I got a ton of vision right now, and this bitch rockin' melatonin to keep me up. Nigga gotta have his hands on everything just to keep it up. If I ever tell you that I love you, just don't leave it there. I don't use that shit in vain, cause I don't need it here. When it rain, it drip. Nigga hustle up, I won't ask for shit. You just do the same thing, gun going click, trigger going bang bang, wildin' out. Nigga styling out. It's so much love lost for me, a nigga fouling out.
Get the fouling at you. Shout out to my boy, man. Like I said, y'all need to listen to this music to change y'all life, hopefully. Cause a lot of y'all ain't been through shit, so y'all fucked up. But hey, shout out Trapper Man, shout out Lido, shout out Gabe.
Hi, this is Pete Carroll from the Seahawks.
Shout out
joining in.
Shout out my dog Nato, man, just for the fuck of
Professor
it.
Belasco's
Hey, fuck a lot of you niggas though. I've been hearing a lot of niggas saying weird shit. Just let me just jump to a random topic, just in the moment of talking about weird shit. I just heard somebody say some weird shit earlier that they was talking about one dude said it was the best basketball player they ever played with. I'm like, man, I think that dude played with me. So I'm not sure. Maybe you didn't play with me, bro. But if you did say that, you said some ass wipe shit. And I just want to let you know that I hate all of y'all. Man, y'all see me? I gotta make sure y'all can see me. I don't want y'all to think there's somebody else talking to me. Whoever said it? Yeah, whoever said it? I hate all y'all. Right? No, I don't hate y'all. But that mean I would have to love. Maybe I do hate y'all because I fucked with y'all. Oh my God. I hate y'all. Perfect word. Perfect word.
Kobe Bryant, I'm thrilled to be part of this night. But I just have one simple question, really. Kobe, you have been one of the all-time great competitors that have ever played in any sport. And I'm real curious to know what it was like for you with all of the grit and all of the makeup that you had to be such a great competitor. What was it like for you to play with people that weren't as gritty as you were? How did you deal with that? How did you set your expectations knowing that you were so far out there? And how did you deal with the players that you played with, knowing that they were still kind of somewhere on the spectrum, but you were on the top of it?
Good question.
It's a great question. My response might sound a little tough, but I'd kill him, I'd bury him.
So, all right, did I know he was going to say that? It didn't matter what he said. The point was going to be the same point. People that's not living up to their end of the bargain, that's not doing shit, that think they doing a lot, okay, don't argue with them. They think they doing a lot. Them versus you. Simple and plain. You can no longer try to be friends with these enemies. Favor what you love. That's why I played that Rolling song. Y'all know what I usually play to start the cast off. This ain't no Taco Tuesday cast. It's a money cast. Shout y'all out though.
You know, it's you know, tolerance for that and the kind of culture that the Laker organization stood for winning championships is not tolerated. You're going to show up to play, and you're going to lollygag through this scrimmage, through this drill. I'm going to beat you. I'm going to let you know I beat you. I'm going to want you to reconsider your professional life choice. You know, and for the most part, you know, people will say, okay, that doesn't make a great teammate. Well, I'm not here to be a great teammate. I'm here to help you win championships. So
husbands, boyfriends, whatever y'all got to be out there, bro. Stop being in bad situations, because now you coming off bad. Your energy low. I'm just telling you, bro. Get out of that situation. The Most High told you before I told you. So I ain't got to really tell you nothing, but I can help the Most High a little bit. The brother, he did say that you better off living on a housetop. And back then, I doubt he was telling you that. He probably was telling you that you better off being dead. That's what he was telling you. No housetop. Nah, GC, he was saying you better off just going to heaven. Because you can't get away from it unless you get away from it. So what he was saying, it was you kind of got to change. And he talks about the rebirth and circumcising your heart and becoming a new person and actually changing away from those wicked ways that you had, like Saul. Right? Saul had wicked ways. When he became Paul, he didn't redo them and, oh man, I forgot. I'm fucking you over again today. Damn, I didn't even know. Huh, okay. So you didn't study when you said you became somebody new? Because if you studied, you would have seen that in the book. What the fuck are you doing out here? So same thing with the brother Kobe. Like I said, they can come off harsh to people, but it's like, hold on, do you know you signed up to be a professional basketball player? Hell of other people want to play professional basketball, bro. You're 1% of the 1% of the 1%, bro. You like the 0.00001%, bro. Chill out. Either you're going to show up every fucking day and give it your all, or get the fuck out. Nobody needs you. Who's encouraging you to come every day? Right? That's the problem with even minimum wage. I wish if you came and didn't do anything, people could just kill you, or just, like, it was so, like, I wish it was a lot of repercussions. Right? It's just, I ain't doing nothing. I suck. I'm just going to keep doing the same bullshit. Okay, cool. Shout you out. Shout you out. Right? And then the problem is when you shout those people out, just like the brother E.T. was talking about, I don't think people really give a fuck about those people talking. It's just now seeing you talk after seeing your work. That's the only reason why I think people probably get mad. Like, if you was a nigga that talked a lot, and you probably was like one of the hard workers, and they be like, damn, bro, right, bro, be in there, getting in there. When you only got your hand in on, like, you know where everybody be doing this shit, and I be seeing some players, they be far. Coach be like, man, put your hand in. And they be far as hell. And I'm like, I wonder if he angry at coach or angry at himself. Sometimes somebody can be angry at themselves, like, man, I don't even go in the huddle, bro. I'm letting everybody down. But then you still got to go in the huddle because you don't want to bring that negative energy. So now you're not angry at yourself. You know what you do? You're angry at the team. You're bringing everybody else down with your stupid attitude. So a lot of things people do, me personally, I'm not a big fan of it. But what I am a big fan of is somebody do some fuck shit, chastising the fuck out of their ass. You see them doing some fuck shit? I hope you're right. I hope you're right. They saying they're doing a thing. It's not they. Let me not say that. There's a certain coach, probably 1 or 2, 3 coaches in the league. And I was thinking the same thing in college too. Like, because a lot of times I see these players, and I'll be watching the highlight, and I'm like, oh, that's clean. And I see a nigga run to the sideline and tell his coach to challenge it. I'm like, man, I hope coach don't challenge that one. They gonna lose that challenge for sure. What is fuck is coach challenging? Right? But some coaches made me believe in, bro. Challenge, ruling on the field stands. Oh shit. Goddamn. Some are very, very close. We just don't have enough conclusive evidence to kind of overturn it. That one right there, I give you a pass. You may technically have been wrong because the ruling still stand or was overturned, whatever we was challenging. But the fact that we both watched the highlight back and me and you both agreed that you were in, we can kind of have a discrepancy there where I'm like, oh, no, you was right on that one. The ref went against you on that one, but If there's a challenge situation and you come to me, your record is still 1-0. Right? So there's certain ways to gauge people's worth and just gauge what they're doing. Right? There's a lot of people you may be around. If you took you like a barometer, they wouldn't even be in the barometer, bro. They wouldn't even be, their non-existence with their production. That's the problem. Because if you sign up for a basketball team, and I'm here, I just want you to shoot 3-pointers. You may have, usually 3-point shooters are supposed to be defensive players, unless you're just a white boy, then you're just a pure shooter for the most part. But even those guys are usually hard-nosed defenders, 3-and-D guys. So, you might be making hella layups. You might have been slashing. You probably got you a couple of dunks. But like when I look at the end of the season and I look at your job description and what I needed you to do, you did none of those things. You were absolutely pointless in all of the things that we needed you to do. Right, so I'm just saying, hey, you can take stock of yourself if you cared. If you cared. Because like what I be thinking, like I always say this too, like say you on a team, you know the team good, and you know you hurting the team. Maybe you don't want to play with the team. Because if you do, you'll favor what you love, and you'll probably go in the gym and you'll work a little harder, and then you'll get little things right here and there, or you may say, yo, I can't get this right here and there, let me be super supportive. Alright, that's just the angle. If you're coming from that angle, that may be your angle. But if that's not your angle, why would you even care about getting better? And why don't you as a human say, man, I'm hurting, bruh, team. I'm not a part of this team. Bro want me to do this. I don't believe in doing that. Why am I on this team? Right? But you stay on the team. And you stay on the team. And you keep hurting the team. And you keep hurting the team. I think that's where it's problematic. Right? I heard somebody even say something earlier about, I guess it was somebody came on. They was speaking on something in the sexual aspect of, maybe it wasn't the herpes one. Maybe it was HIV, something super extreme, right? And they was to the level of, I don't tell people blah, 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 blah. And I didn't watch the video. So let me not tell you from the video perspective, but I'm just telling you what the people said, though, in the comment section and things that I was reading was like, yo, this is why people get their block knocked off. What the fuck are you talking about? Why are you playing around with people's life like that? If you moving like that, nothing is wrong with that, I'm guessing. But let bruh know. Let bruh know. Let bruh know. Let bruh know. This is simple and plain. So the same thing, bro. If you ain't gonna show up to do the fucking job, bro, let bruh know. Like, no, I maybe. Like, if you was a slave, right, and you showed up and I seen you half-ass in the job, I'm like, man, damn, this goddamn slave lady, I gotta sell his ass. Right, because I'm forcing you to work. You don't want to be here. But now when I don't want you here, and you trick me and say, yo, I want to be here. And I'm like, okay, cool. If you want to be here, I want you here. Only people I want here is the people that want to be here. And willing to commit to whatever. But then now you pretend like you willing to commit to whatever. Because even when I seen the situation with Clay, and I remember one day, and I guess Steve Kerr kind of started it because he was playing solid one game, and Steve Kerr just didn't really play him in the fourth quarter. And maybe the little brother came in and was playing good, and he was like, man, let me not mess him up and put my brother back in. I know he high, he can shoot, da. So then he put bro back in. He comes off the screen. People think he gonna shoot. Bam, he makes the right pass. He's a good basketball player. Blah. But then the exact next play, they're taking the ball out of bounds. We're only down by one possession. It could be 2 points or 3 points, but it's one possession nevertheless. I know it was 3 points for sure, but I'm just saying one possession. He fouls, and I think it's like 33 seconds left on the clock. Right? So if you know basketball, you know that there's a 24-second shot clock. If it's 33 seconds left, you roughly got about 10 seconds left with the basketball. If you foul, you almost guarantee a L because all they got to do is go down, hit 2 free throws. Ran a little bit of time off the clock. And now we got to go down and try to get another layup. Instead of now, we just got a layup. Let's just get a stop. So now I'm thinking maybe he did that on purpose because what Brett did to him the last game, before that game when he had he was heating up and Brett took him out. So that's what I'm saying, just in general though. There's people that may be around, maybe on your team, that may be looking to hurt you. And they may be looking to hurt you for something that you may have done to them. Like Brother Pac said, What? Nigga, somebody that his homeboy must have roughed up way back. I know the bar, but I'm not gonna tell you the bar without reading it, bro. I'm a verbatim ass nigga. Tupac. Let me just tell you the bar. Just so that you know that I'm not lying about a Tupac bar, bro. Where's the lyrics, though? Let me see. Tupac lyrics. Okay, I'm here, everybody. One less hungry mouth under the welfare. Give a nigga about 2 shots in the dark. Now Huey's dead. I got love for my brother, but we could never go nowhere unless we share with each other. We gotta start making changes. Learn to see me as a brother instead of 2 distant strangers. And that's how it's supposed to be. How can the devil take a brother if he's close to me? I love to go back to where we played as kids, but things change now, and that's the way it is. What it says right here, I can see all the changes. Misplaced hate make disgrace to races. I wonder what it takes to make this one better place. Let's erase the wasted. That man, when he was rapping, like, my bad for reading it, bro, but y'all remember the flow that he was using. 2 shots in the dark, now Huey's dead. Like, y'all remember the flow Tupac was using. Shout out Tupac. It takes skill to be real, time to heal each other. And although it seemed heaven sent, we ain't ready to see a black president. It ain't a secret, don't conceal the fact. The penitentiary's packed and it's filled with black. But some things will never change. I gotta operate the easy way. I made a G today. But you made it in a sleazy way. Selling crack to the kid, I gotta get paid. Well, that's the way it is. But where it is, let me see the bar. Instead of war on poverty, they got a war on drugs. So the police can bother me. And I ain't never did a crime. I ain't have to do. But now I'm back with the blacks, giving it back to you. Don't let me jack you up, back you up, crack you up, pimp slap you up. You gotta learn to hold your own. They get jealous when they see you with a mobile phone. But tell the cops they can't touch this. I don't trust this. When they try to rush, I bust this. And you know he actually did that. That's the sound of my tool. You say it ain't cool, my mama didn't raise no fool. And as long as I stay black, I gotta stay strapped. Alright, so the bar's right here though. Goddamn. Calm down. How the hell did I just get so distracted? And still no changes. Let's eat the jail. Maybe in a sleazy way, you see always what we gotta do to survive. Still no change. It's a war on the streets in the Middle East instead of war on poverty. Bye. That sound of the tool, cause I always gotta worry about payback. Some bucks that I roughed up way back, coming back after all these years. Rat tat tat tat. That's the way it is, huh? But yeah, that's the bar I was waiting for. This is all the way there. But the main thing he was saying, bro, it's some people that you may have roughed up back in your days, bro. And they may be on your team. I'm just saying. So when Kobe say bury him, I'm just telling you, Kobe is thinking. Look, you know what I say, Kobe's thinking like Tupac, bro. That's a Tupac mentality, and that's just his angle on the situation where he like, yo, if you coming in here and I'm seeing you half-ass, and I always said that, you can't show me or tell me a human on God's green earth that ever did multiple things against me and said something. You may find a video where somebody did 3 things against me and said nothing, and I was like, what he did? Because he didn't do anything in the grand scheme of what was going on both sides. But if there was a time, even if you didn't do anything, say I shot a shot and I missed it, if you said something. If I missed 3 more shots after that, you clamping me up. Right? Say you come down, you do a bullshit ass layup and you make it over my hand. And you say, Brooke can't guard me. If you come down and score 1 more time in the next 100 positions, you better than me. Right? That's what I'm trying to tell you. So people could do all type of sneaky things. They could be right up under you, quiet as hell. trying to make it seem like they did something to you. Why? Do what? So maybe they have done nothing to nobody. But I'm just telling you that you have to be careful of strangers. You have to be careful of bucks that you roughed up way back. Coming back after all these years. Shout out to Tupac, bro. Tupac was a legend, bro. And the reason why I'm saying the brother was a legend, because he was a poet. Right? Everything that the brother actually wrote, I could read it. And it'll still be fly. Like, some of Biggie shit, it's not bad, like, reading it. But I'm just saying, when you put the flowing there, it's like, oh, fuck. Jit going stupid. With Tupac, if you read it, you like, man, Jit going stupid. 2 shots in the dark, now Huey's dead. Like, it's just like, he going stupid even on paper. Like, you don't gotta, like, actually rap it. Like, you don't have to have, like, no fly. 2 shots in the dark. Nah, you ain't gotta do nothing to fly. You could just be like, man, 2 shots in the dark, Huey dead, bro. Like, you could even say it like that. And it'd be hard. Because it wasn't even about the rhyme scheme. It was just about the story that the man was telling. Mama ain't raised no fool. That's like the whole story the man was telling was like, oh yeah, bro standing on business. But the whole time he's standing on business, he still saying, man, I wish we can go back. I wish we can go back to the old days, bro. And then he finished it out like saying, yo, I'm telling you that I wish we can go back to the old days, but mama ain't raised no fool, and it might be a fool out there trying to rough me up. Pimp, boy, he not gonna pimp slap me up. I'm pimp slapping a nigga earlier in the video. But I'm just saying, shout out to Tupac. That was a legend. And I just wanted a legend to speak right when Kobe was speaking. So shout out to Tupac.
And, you know, fortunately for us and for me, you know, we had an organization that, you know, it was championships or nothing. And they were really good about identifying that and bringing players in here that had that competitive streak and, you know, getting rid of the ones that did not. If I got to fight to get you in the gym, that's a problem. That's a problem. You want players that are gym rats, players that want to be in the gym, that want to work. And then from there, you build on top of that. But if you're lazy, man, I don't want to talk to you. I won't deal with you. You don't make me feel dumber. You know, you're going to lower my level. I don't think so. You can go over there. There's plenty of teams in here where you'll fit right in.
Well, you mentioned...
At the time, they were right down the hall from us. So, you know...
Hey, you disrespectful. You disrespectful, brother, for that one. But you still made the point, bro. And I remember telling people this just in simplicity, man. I wish my pops was around. Any of these simple, dumb things where it's like, yo, where the fuck is the organization? Is the organization watching what's going on here? When is somebody gonna step in and be like, yo, you gotta get these kids out of here, bro. They fucking this man whole shit up. And shout out to Kobe because he had his dad, and he was a very strong-willed brother, Kobe. Because remember, it came to the point where he was like, yo, trade me. Fuck it. I'm done with this shit. I don't know if anybody remember that, but Kobe was like, yo, I'm done. I'm not even talking about it no more. I am done, bro. With like this narrative that y'all got going on with bro carrying me and that, I'm done. And you know why that started, right? Because Phil Jackson, being the Zen master, he already knew, okay, basketball works this way. There's 2 people on the court, but there has to be one go-to guy. So now, if I want Kobe to turn up, I'm just talking to Shaq, saying, yo, we need to feed the big fella. Because now he going to feel some type of way like he ain't doing nothing. Same difference. If he get going and he scored 30 in a row, I might be saying, yo, get a ball to Kobe. We don't have nothing else type vibe. And now Shaq start posting, right? So, but Kobe came to the point where he's like, yo, bro, either me or Shaq, bro. I'm not with this mind game and you let him go and then you tell him, no, I don't give a fuck. We just lost to Detroit Pistons, bro. I'm done playing with this, bro. I don't want to talk to this man no more, bro. He's not competitive. And now I'm seeing that my legacy is getting tainted. So shout out to Kobe for standing on that business. So when you hearing the brother speak from this perspective, it ain't somebody just saying some shit, saying some hogwash, and just, you feel me? This is somebody that actually, when a time came and his number was called and he was in a position where he felt like his teammate wasn't giving it his all, he was like, yo, that bro gotta go. Mind you, this is Shaquille O'Neal, bro. Shaq. right? One of the damn near the greatest centers in the sense of size, dominance, and those type of things. One of the greatest centers, easily. Dominance, right? But he wasn't a hard worker. So Kobe saying, yo, I could do better without him, because there is parts of the game that we're losing because of him. So if I have somebody else that's just even a neutral point, that's better, right? Because I am willing to be the superstar. I'm willing to bet on myself. I'm willing to not have another superstar, and I know that they're going to double team me, and I know that it's going to all be on me, but hey, I'm okay with that. But I'm not okay with this situation where I know I'm doing a lot and he's saying he's doing the most. Right? That's when things don't work. Relationship, partners, business, none of that shit is gonna work. If I come to you and I'm like, yo, you're not doing this right, and now you look at me and like, yo, I gotta do thousands of other things. I'm like, damn. Well, yeah, you need to go on another team then. What you mean? You gotta do thousands of other things. You trying to get your rebounds up? You trying to do what else? Oh, you trying to get assists? Okay, so you want us to feed you more so you can kick it out more? But what if you're not? Okay, you still want a lot of assists though, okay, so you looking for records? Okay, well you just need to go down there, and that's what Kobe's saying. Hey, there was other teams down the hall. Clippers.
Hi everybody, I'm Brittany Lewis, a reporter here at Forbes.
Shout out to Brittany and Lewis, but this ain't got nothing to do with you, Britt. The main reason why we playing this video is because we covered this 2 weeks ago where I was speaking about the Donald Trump situation. I was like, yo, his stocks is now available for sale in the sense that now he can offload shares. So just to check back in on it and just to hear
Joining me now is my
what he
Forbes
has
colleague,
done
staff writer
since.
Zach Everson. Zach, thanks so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me again, Brittany.
Zach, you found out how much former President Donald Trump has made by not selling his Truth Social stock. But first, bring us back to pre-March of 2024, before Truth Social completed its merger to go public. There were a lot of hiccups along the way, so remind us.
Sure. They had announced that they planned merging with Digital World Acquisition Corp., which was a blank check company. And yeah, a lot of hiccups along the way. There were investigations for possible insider trading, which I guess I don't need to say possible anymore. They were sentenced last week. There were issues with the accountant that Trump Media hired. No problem of the companies, but it was not their responsibility, but certainly didn't help. And there was also an investigation into whether or not Digital World and Trump Media had talked about merging before they were legally able to have such a conversation, and Digital World agreed to pay a fine to settle that allegation as well.
So now let's talk numbers. How much has the value of Truth fluctuated since it went public in March of 2024 to now?
So that first day, it hit a high of $79.38. At the time, that meant that Donald Trump, who owned 57.3% of the company, was sitting on shares worth about $6.3 billion. It bottomed out in September, where it fell to $11.75 in the middle of a trading day, which wiped $4.9 billion off of his net worth from that high.
But this was certainly a lot of money for him, but he couldn't sell those shares immediately because he was part of a lockup agreement. Forbes. Joining me now is my Forbes colleague, staff writer Zach Everson.
Have me again, Brittany. $4 billion. Trump's ability to sell his shares. He still hasn't sold any.
And Trump had over 50% of the company's shares. So between when the company went public in March to now, has he acquired more?
Yes, he did. He did not actually pay for them, which seems to be a trend for Donald Trump, acquiring something he didn't necessarily pay for. But there was a trigger in there earlier that if the stock price stayed above a certain level, he would pick up another, I think it was 36 million shares. So he added to his total while he was still in this lockup period.
So Donald Trump wasn't the only one who had a lockup agreement. You mentioned a few other of the employees did. Did anyone who had similar restrictions to Donald Trump sell their shares?
Yes, so there are 5 people who sold their shares according to filings with the Securities and Exchange Commission. One of them, Devin Nunes. And the reason they gave for selling their shares, none of them sold all of their shares, they were just partial sales. They said it was to cover tax withholding purposes. So the interesting thing was trying to figure out exactly when Trump's lockup period ended. Those folks all sold it in August 22nd. And it was widely reported that Trump wasn't able to sell it, including by us, until September 20th. So it kind of depends how you read the sentence in there. It was really poorly worded, from this former English major's standpoint, probably from a lawyer, they probably left it. But it does stand to reason that if he had the same agreement that they did, he could have actually sold them in August. We don't know that for sure. I reached out to the Trump media. They didn't respond to that question. But it seems like he could have possibly sold it there. Either way, August 22nd or November or September 20th, he has managed to hold on to them and done well by that.
He has been doing well by that. So how much are shares worth now? Remind us of that number. And is there any indication of him planning to sell? Is there any writing on the wall? Has he commented? What do we know on that front?
So as of Friday's close, shares were trading at $29.58. That valued his holdings at $3.4 billion. So significantly more than if he had sold earlier. If he had sold when the other executives had, his entire take would have been $2.6 billion pre-tax. If he had waited till September 19th, which was the calendar day plus 20 trading days after the merger, he would have taken home just $1.7 billion. He said he's holding it. He has said he likes it and does not have any plans to trade it. We haven't seen anything that would make me think he's not sticking to that for the time being.
What could he be using this money for? Because $3.4 billion is a tremendous amount of money, and we've talked about his legal woes before, his trouble with the building on 40 Wall Street. What could he be using this for?
Right, and this is interesting because if you're listening to this, he may have taken, not taking profit, but so his base share price is still probably lower than this number. It opened up, went to 79. He still wasn't able to sell around those times. So come August, come September, they said he was supposed to sell. Either way, they're saying he didn't sell. He didn't. And we're still having those shares now that it's back up to 34. And then he added to his bag. More than likely, he added to his bag when it was down. So even their estimate of 3.6 billion or whatever it necessarily is, he can be necessarily over that. I guess you have to figure out his average cost. We know how much shares he technically has at this point, but we have to figure out his average cost to be able to really figure out and dial in on what is he actually bringing in. So we'll probably get back to that a little bit later. I'm gonna research that to see if there's any way to figure out the nigga average cost, but I doubt it. But hey, shout him out.
4.
Exactly those items. He could be. He has about $570 million in legal liabilities in New York State. He could pay that off by selling some of these shares. He has mortgages at 40 Wall Street and Trump Tower that are around the $100 million range. He could pay those off as well and still have a sizable chunk of change left over if he chose to do that.
So let's say Trump does eventually decide to dump his shares. Does this render Truth Social worthless? What would that do to the value of the company?
Well, obviously supply and demand. You would start to see a massive supply of shares if he did put some of them out there. So it would stand to reason that the stock price should go down, but it also should stand to reason that the stock price shouldn't be as high as it is right now, just based up purely on its financials. So who knows? There may be a uptick from MAGA supporters who are, we need to buy these stocks right now to help out Donald Trump because, the liberal Democrats are going after him and he has to pay this fine and all this stuff. So, who knows?
Well, certainly a lot to look out for, but per usual, Zach Everson, we are glad you were looking out for us. Thanks so much for your reporting.
My pleasure. Thank you, Brittany.
Right, so y'all was supposed to hear that. Shout out to the brother Trump for holding, and like I said, there's same thing with Elon, same thing with these guys, right? We can't buy stocks, trade stocks based on Donald Trump. Just simple and plain. Like, you should know that. I shouldn't even have to necessarily tell you that. But if somewhere in your brain you thinking that you can buy or sell a stock based on another person, like Donald Trump, then you already fooling yourself. Right? But with all of that being said, the same thing with Elon, right? If you get in good plays and you wait for the institutional guys to start putting their hands into the pot, that's when you're going to reap the benefits. Because the institutional guys, they're going to come in with their hands in the pot. Right? They're going to come in with their hands in the pot. But if you don't give them that chance, this is DJT. Let me just look at it for a little bit. This is the daily, weekly, monthly. Okay, yeah. No monthly uptrend. But like I said, this held. This is a hold right here. You said this green line is under here still. That's a hold. That's what me and Empress call holds. When it does that, you got a chance to rebuy off of that bounce. So it would have been on the. You probably got a daily entry once it got to 33, and then I ain't gonna tell y'all no more numbers. I'll tell you I'm not doing that no more. So shout y'all out for tuning in. But we just about to give y'all a game, play a little videos, just little educational videos, kind of giving y'all some information about the world and things like that. But this is DJT nevertheless, on the weekly side of the game. But let me go back to the main culprit for the night. I'm so mad I missed my buy. I'm so disarmed, man. I missed my bizarre, but what time is it? 13, so that means there's a 10-minute reading. Nope, it's still gonna go up. What's a 5-minute done? Curling back up. It's not a good position to be in if you don't have no capital or or buy. You gotta sell. You don't like this position. Okay, dang, this video ain't running. 1 second.
Hov got sued for the rock side.
That's crazy.
From a dude from wrestling.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And I guess obviously he trademarked the diamond sign. I forgot what. I think his name was DDP.
Yeah,
diamond.
Yeah.
So his was something with the diamond. And he really sued Hov and won.
That's crazy. He can sue Hov and won.
Yo. That's why Hov don't be throwing
like this.
Yeah, they come up to a third arm. Hov be like,
Barbershops getting their hours clipped because of a St. Louis law dating back decades. Now, a St. Louis lawmaker says it needs to be cut out of the city's ordinances. The law has been in effect for 70 years, and it could shut down barbershops if they...
How much was the first check?
The first check, I think my minimum...
So yeah, I'm gonna play this one right here. And then the next one we jumping into is gonna be covering this whole situation. So we're gonna play this one first. When I say this whole situation, I'm just talking about after you.
Minimum's almost doubled since I've been in the league, which is crazy. Yeah. I think my minimum was like 430,000, and we would get 2 game checks in 1 check. And so, and I live in California, so yeah, so right. There's a big chunk out of that. So I don't remember. I think checks were like 19,000, and you would get, I forgot however many of those, and so 2 of those, combined or whatever it was, right, it'd be like 40,000.
You're right.
40,000 right, every 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah. Or every 4 weeks actually, whatever
every
it is.
4 weeks.
Every 4 weeks. Yeah. So whatever. It was like a 17 week pay schedule.
Yeah.
Or no, 8 week pay schedule, because it was 16 games, and then you get paid every 2 games, right? So you just get 2 game checks every Friday, right? Yeah. Every other Friday.
And it's just direct deposit.
Just direct deposit. Yep. Just big checks, right? Boom. I'm like, whoa, I didn't know that was real money. Yeah. Like, what the heck? And even for me then, right, making 430,000 was insane, right? Yeah. Where this came from college, I'm not making any money. Now people in college are making 400, like, because of NIL stuff. But yeah, for me at that time, it was just like, okay, like now I have a real opportunity to actually get myself financially set up as well. You know.
So you're making the minimum because you kind of just got your foot in the door.
Make the minimum,
through
yeah.
all of the training and everything. You just made it, and then walk us through what happens next. You get that $20,000 check. You buy a car.
Yeah, finally buy a car.
What do you spend it on?
So the first thing was a car. I was renting, which my rent was like $2,300, which I just came from college where my rent was $400 a month, and now I'm like, this is disgusting, right? For my one bedroom, right? You know, rent's crazy. Really, I mean, $2,300 isn't bad nowadays. Now I'm looking out there, it's crazy. What's going on in that market? I barely think so too. And so, start to get some checks coming in. Really, I'm just saving up. Like, that's what I was advised. Like, we have like these little seminars. They're like, hey, just save your money. Don't spend it on anything until you figure out kind of like what a plan is after. So I really didn't buy anything major. The first thing I ever bought was actually after my second year. I bought my first duplex. And that's kind of what I think sparked off, because I knew I wanted to get back in real estate. So this is a way for me too. And that's pretty much what sparked off kind of like my entrepreneurial phase again, being back in the business space, is when I started to accumulate rental properties. And I actually had a connection to a house flipper out in my area, and he had been flipping single families but was starting to get into multifamilies. And so he had a couple duplexes coming up that he was going to be flipping. I was like, hey, I'll buy them from you, cut me a deal, and I'll just buy them from you right off the rip. And so that's how I actually started building up my real estate portfolio. And so, and then that turned into, I started a foundation, and then that turned into, I started a streaming company, and then the streaming company turned into the app. And then, it's just continuing to started to sprout out as I continue to learn, I continue to connect. And now during my off seasons, now it's just full of just that, connecting, learning, talking about these types of things, meeting types of people that can possibly, we can add value to each other. So it's been a fun journey. And, I planted a seed a long time ago. That's why I talk about, today when I tell these young guys, like, what you should do right now, don't spend any money, just learn and connect with people. Like, that's all you should be doing, because that's going to present you your next opportunity if we're talking off the field. I kind of went on a tangent off the field. But as far as back on the field, actually, my rookie year, I really just mainly played special teams. Actually, my favorite stat to this day is that I led the NFL in tackles on punt on my rookie year. And so I was on special teams, And so not offense or defense, it's everything else in between the kicking game. And so for me, that was how I was making my living. And so I treated it like it was everything. Like that was my starting role. That was everything for me. And so I treated it like my life depended on it. You have to go down there and make these, you got to go make these plays. And so that was the severity of that I put it in my life. Like, this is everything to continue on this trajectory, continue growing myself down this path. And that's how I continue to add on to my role, I took advantage of that. I was having success, so they started putting me on offense. I started scoring touchdowns. They started giving me more offense. I started scoring more touchdowns, being even more efficient. And then it just continued. Now I'm just fully offense, and I became the starter, And then you started leading categories in the NFL. And then now for the past 2 years, I've had the most touchdowns scored by anybody. So it's like I just continue to build on the roles that have been given to me, and not only on the field but even off the field, as I can continue to grow professionally as well.
What year would you say your career really took off? Was it 2 years ago? And what was that really was the big catalyst? Was there a moment that just like you made a touchdown? I was like, that guy.
Yeah. So actually, after my second year, I still kind of split special teams, and then the following year, the guy that was starting in my position, because I was still a backup, he held out. And he held out because he was trying to get a bigger contract. He was trying to renegotiate the teams. They weren't in agreement yet. And so it gave me an opportunity where I was a second string. Well, guess what? Now you got to start for us, Austin. And so I had never started before. So it was kind of a moment where it's like, okay, let's see if this kid can do it. And for the first 3 games, I was lights out, scoring touchdowns. I remember the first game of the season came out, and we went to overtime, and I scored the game winner in overtime. And, the place is going crazy, and so was able to kind of show that I can carry the load as a starter. And that was probably my biggest year. I had, 11 touchdowns. That was the most I had scored that year. I almost had 1,000 yards receiving as a running back. I had 450 or something like that rushing yards. And so that was where I really showed that, hey, I could be reliable on offense as well. And that's really, after that year, I got my big contract, my second contract, where I signed 4 years for $26 million. And that was the moment. That was the year that really kicked off where I am today.
And then I take it when that happens, now you're on everybody's radar.
Yeah.
Does it almost work at a groupthink effect where it's you sign one deal and then all the other teams are like, wait a second, they just signed him. Does it kind of work like that?
So for me, I was in a scenario where I was I was trying to get extended. I wasn't. I was restricted, so I wasn't free. Basically, I can only deal with the Chargers unless they didn't want me. If they didn't want me, then I was able to go out to the open market.
How does that work? It's like when you sign your first deal with them, they say like, all right, if we want you back, you have to sign an exclusive option with it.
So I was the undrafted route. So undrafted, you sign for 3 years, and then you have a 4th year where you can basically be what we call like tendered, where they can put like a draft pick on you, and that's slotted to a certain amount of money. If a team wants you, they can trade you, but they have to give up that draft pick that they put on you, right? So they're like, hey, Austin's a 2nd round draft pick, and that gets slotted for, I don't know, $6 million. So someone has to give up a 2nd round draft pick if they want me. And so we wanted to get around all that. We're like, hey, let's get something a little bit longer done, right? I've added a lot of value. I think I can go beyond that. I think I'm worth more than that. And so that's exactly what we did. And we're like, hey, let's not do the tender and do a 1 year, but let's do a 4 year. And so I'm in the 4th year of my 4-year deal right now.
Got it. And of the 26, is it like, 26 is the total, but then like agents take their cut, and lawyers,
it's
and like this and that, and then
California.
California takes half. How much whittles down from that amount?
Yeah.
And like where does it go? And like how many people are on your team?
Yeah. So
for you on that?
It's changed over time. It's a ton now. And so at the very beginning, right? Yeah, like you said, California takes half, right? 13's going to California, 37 or whatever it is, 33, 37's going to the feds, right? So right off the bat, 50%, right? Half. And then my agent's taking 3%. Some goes to the union for dues and things like that. And then, so yeah, you're left with, 45% at the end of it. At that time where I didn't have any like people helping me work or things like that. And so then that's really where my entrepreneurial side started to kick up. And I started to do the foundation. I started to do like my streaming company. So I needed to start hiring people to help me. And so my manager right now, Madison, she became like my like right-hand man. Right. And so it's like she helps me manage everything. And, right, that became an expense. So it just gets chipped down. But I mean, the reason to hire someone is because they're helping me make more somewhere else, right? So endorsements also started to pick up. And so I think 2 years ago was like the first year I ever passed 7 figures in endorsement money. And so, that started to really pick up, right? And so your name starts to get bigger in these different communities as you have more success, right? So you need more infrastructure to help you manage it all, right? And so now I have a marketing team that helps me continue to get endorsements and keeps me in that. I have a PR team that helps me to get interviews and get on podcasts and push different stories that I want to do. Obviously the agency as well, right? We have Nick, Madison, and right. So you start to really build out now the team for the app, the team for the foundation. And so I have a real estate fund as well. And so all these things start building up. You have to build teams around these as they continue to grow. And so they've been pretty self-sufficient to this point now because I've been growing them for about 3 years. Yeah. And, but yeah, it's been a ton. So you can kind of see me really putting myself in a position to, when I'm done playing, like I have all these avenues where I can still have some type of traction in as far as gaining income and things like that.
Now, is that common for people to do? Like, what about for your teammates?
No,
like,
not common at all.
Hey, everybody. I want to ask a favor. We want you to tell us a little bit about you. Please participate in a brief survey at cnn.com/Audie. That's cnn.com/AUDIE.
Introducing ADT Self-Setup, featuring everything from motion sensors to Google Nest Cams. It can be easily installed at your convenience and adapts as your needs change. You can add more products at any time, and your system easily moves wherever life takes you. Plus, when every second counts, you can trust ADT's 24/7 professional monitoring. When the most trusted name in home security adds the intelligence of Google, you've got a home with no worries. Go to ADT.com today or call 1-800-ADT-ASAP.
A year or two after my first child was born, the CDC released a report showing that Black women were 3 times more likely than white women to die of pregnancy-related causes. And it made me nervous about being pregnant again, about being in a hospital, pregnant again. And then the second time was around the spring of 2020. Okay. It's 10:20 a.m. and I'm in early labor. So contractions, but they're, a regular or 10 minutes apart, or I don't know. You just breathe through it, I guess. I, like a lot of people, was afraid to leave the house because the news was grim. I actually kept an audio diary of that time. Deluge of cases begins hitting New York hospitals. This is the headline that I've been looking for the last week. Like all the news that I'm obsessed with and watching and all this stuff, but I know what I've been doing. I've really been looking to see the moment when it says hospital, something, something, deluge, something, something, overwhelmed, and I'm at home waiting to go into labor. I don't know.
Oregon State University did a study on retirement, and they found that people who retire early die early.
I just want to say and make this very, very clear. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put this guy on the screen. Put him on the screen. Put me on the screen, please, guys. Thank you. My bad. But what I do want to say is, matter of fact, let's just get his feelings about it on the camera. But outside of his feelings. Oregon State. Oregon State? No, it was the University of Oregon.
And they found that people who retire early on Oregon State University did a study.
OSU, the Beavers. Check me out. Not because they the Beavers, not because they OSU. It doesn't matter if they was Oregon. It doesn't matter. This is my point. Imagine how sinister it is, right? We be talking about lobbyists, talking about food lobby, oh, cool, all these different lobbies, right? Cool. What about work lobbyists? All right, if you retire, you die early. Yo, you sitting there put you in a rock and a hard place? Huh? He's trying to use scientific study to put you between a rock and a hard place. Like you haven't been living on this earth billions of years before a nigga came in the last 100+ years trying to tell you about some nonsense. But listen to what the study says, I guess.
On retirement, and they found that people who retire early die early. So they say healthy adults who retired 1 year past age 65 had an 11% lower risk of death from all causes, even when taking into account demographic, lifestyle, and health issues. Even people who describe themselves as unhealthy were found likely to live longer if they kept working. All right, so this actually backs up previous research as well. Apparently there's been a variety of studies on this, and this one controlled for other factors too. So it's flat out established at this point that the earlier you retire, the more likely you are to die younger. So on the one hand, my initial reaction was this is actually kind of depressing, because doesn't everybody think of like, hey, when I get to a certain age, I just want to, sip a margarita on a beautiful white sand beach with
Now imagine that he was honest. I just want to pause it for a little bit. I was just playing it for a second, but I'm gonna pause it for a little bit. Check me out though. Just give me a checkout. Or just give me a little checkout real quick. Check me out. Let me play this because I want y'all to hear it.
Blue water. Hey, when I get to a action was this is actually kind of flat out this one basically to live longer if they kept working.
They live long if they keep working. What does that mean? Then he said something sneaky that was supposed to get me and you, because we probably was like, man, what does that mean though? They would look at you and tell you, yo, you know what that means. So what he said was, this study is not like, I guess they did a few studies before. This one not like those ones. This one, what it did was it actually calculated for some different calculations. And I'm like, what calculations did it calculate for? Because off rip, right? Very, very simple. If somebody tell me that, I say, let me see the person that died young and let me see the person that died old. Right? Because I doubt it's the simplicity of them working or not working. Because you use the word working instead of working out. Being active. Right? If you'd have said that, I'm like, yeah, you're right. But this is why I was telling the guys, look at this. This may be a lobbyist, a work lobbyist. Well, they throw this in and it seems like it makes sense to a lot of people. It's like, yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. They said if you die, you ain't doing nothing. You just sitting at the house all day. Huh? Oh, so when you was a child and you wasn't working, you just sat at the house all day and was just bored. Why do people think that? Why do you allow the society to trick you into thinking that that's what people do when they quote unquote retire? Retire. Do you understand? To redo some shit mean you did it before? No, I'm just saying, bro. I really think he's saying that they calculated for something, so there's a damn near the science now. Tell me what they calculated for. Did they calculate for this working person worked out every day and this person that retired works out every day? Right? Did you calculate for that? Did you calculate for, oh yeah, this person right here working every day, but he got a lot of money, so he able to buy him some good meals. This bro right here been retired since he was 15, so he living like a college kid. Like if you ask him right now, his whole life he eat McDonald's, he eat fucking steamables, vegetables and stuff like that. That's just what he do. Pantry lifestyle. You know, you feel me? So you have to show me the candidates for me to even take it serious. But you try to make me see us like they calculated for such and such. Calculated for what? They didn't calculate for nothing. I literally just heard you. You didn't tell us nothing that they calculated for. So shout you out, my brother. Man, the thing is I can't even get in the play. I'm looking at the 15 for the pool right now. John, a shot back up. Let's see what's going on. The 5 still. The 5 at 25. You got a 5-minute reading. Dang, I have not been paying attention, guys. We got a 10-minute reading. They've already seen it. I would have told y'all nothing happening. We got a 15-minute reading. Nothing happening. 30-minute reading. Nothing is happening.
All right, so this actually backs up previous research as well. Apparently there's been a variety of studies on this, and this one controlled for other factors too. So it's flat out established at this point that the earlier you retire, the more likely you are to die younger. So on the one hand, my initial reaction was this is actually kind of depressing, because doesn't everybody think of like, hey, when I get to a certain age, I just want to, sip a margarita on a beautiful white sand beach with crystal shiny blue water, and you just want to relax and read books and watch movies, and like everybody has the hammock, dream where when all this is done, all the noise is over, and I'm done, I retire, I'm gonna go do that, and I'll be so happy until I die. Well, it turns out that that's not true, and I think the way that I would describe this is meaning overrides that comfort. Okay? Meaning overrides the comfort. So you might conceptualize that idea, and it sounds so appealing because you'd be so comfortable and you'd seemingly be so happy. But no, when you find something that you do for a living, or you find something that you do with your friends, and in your regular life, that's something that gives you actual meaning. And you might feel like busy and stressed right now, but if you take away the thing that gives you the meaning, and you just have nothing but endless free time, you actually, not only do you become bored, you probably become kind of nihilistic, and you think like, what am I, just going to rot away here until I die? So the idea of retirement is much better in theory in your mind than in practice. So when people retire early, they sit around and then they die earlier. And it's a scientific fact, because you don't feel like what reason is there for you to keep going? Like, what is there? Okay, so I'm on a beach. And then? Like, there's that isn't as good in empirical reality as it is in theory when you think about it. And, you know, you might be stressed right now, you might be overworked, and you might think that's the way to go. But then when you get there, you go, no, I'd rather be working. And you want to go back into that. So people who stay working, they just live longer because every day they get up and they know they got stuff to do and they know they have to.
All right, so you're OG? OG says it's an established fact. He ran down a bunch of nonsense gibberish in his head, and he thinks he's right. And I ain't mad at him, because I ain't saying he's right or wrong. But let's listen to some other people. Let's listen to some other people. Let's listen to some other people. Because the idea that he just put in his head about retirement is what's funny. He said, the people with retirement, they want to sit on the with margarita and just sit down. Hold on, so you saying they're going to sit on the beach for how much years with a margarita? I'm very what do you mean that in practice is not really as good as in theory? Because you're telling me that in theory, I'm theorizing that every day I'm going to wake up, be outside, sipping the margarita. Even if I do that, when did I say that I was going to sit outside all day, sip margaritas? I guarantee I said that, yo, I'm going to make these right here, these such and such moves when I need to make these moves. But I ain't going to be having nobody calling me, telling me I got to come in today because maybe I'm not coming in today. Family coming in today. Right. That is what I'm thinking is more so what the people are establishing. But this whole idea of somebody just being like, yo, I just want to sip margaritas. Okay. And a pothead dream is just to sit in the room with a bunch of earth and just smoke all day by himself. I don't think that's the simplicity of it, bro. Like I said, that might be theorized from somebody that's not even in the actual thing of doing it. Like, you so far away from it, you theorize what it could possibly be like. Because you have no understanding or no grasp of these concepts. These concepts have never been really in front of you. So, that's what the main thing I think as far as that goes.
Oregon State University did a...
I'm going to play some guys that's retired.
What's a big regret you've had in your life?
Working so much.
How much were you working?
Evenings, weekends.
Was it worth it?
Yes and no. Allowed me to retire early, but time growing up with the family is something you don't want to miss too much of.
What's a big regret you've had in your life?
Working so much.
How much were you working?
Evenings, weekends.
Was it worth it?
Yes and no. Allowed me to retire early, but time growing up with the family is something you don't want to miss too much of.
What's a big regret you've had in your life?
Working so much.
How much were you working?
Evenings, weekends.
Was it worth it?
Yes and no. Allowed me to retire early, but time growing up with the family is something you don't want to miss too much.
So this is even a bruh that I guess even technically retired early. He old ass man right now. Old ass man right now retired early. But nevertheless, that's neither here nor there by him being old or retiring early or none of that. He is speaking from somebody that worked all these years to be able to retire early. And now seeing like, shout out to LeBron. And I guess it'd be cool for if LeVar did it with his son. LeVar was more of a football player though, but neither here nor there. Check me out. He got 3 brothers in the league. The Holidays, about 3, 4 brothers in the league. Who was these bros' pops? Right, cause I'm telling you, we fail to understand early retirement. We think that it's something that you do when you just sit down and just say that you want to sip margaritas all day in Margaritaville. No, my young Caucasian brother. I'm not sipping margaritas all day, dude. Who would do that? That's not the point that I'm making. So yeah, shout him out for saying some wild shit. But so that's one bro. This bro right here worked a lot. He said he missed a lot of family activities. Let's listen to another dude. Because for some reason there's an idea that somebody just want to sip margarita all day on goddamn Margaritaville. So he said I ain't gonna never get drunk enough to think about no drunk ass plans. Yo, what I could just sell the margaritas that I drank. You think I could do that? No. What about drink the margaritas that I sold? You think I could do that? No? Okay. Like, yeah, I feel you drunk, you gonna throw it. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Everybody could envision something that they don't do and be like, look at bro, that what he'll do on it. Nobody does that. Nobody does that, bro. What are you talking about? Where did you get that, bro? I've never seen it, my brother. I'm just saying, it's what I thought. It just seemed like something that would happen or could happen. But yeah, I'm not even close to being sure. But I am curious of why the brother thought that brother retired wanted to just do nothing.
Researching for this, I'd come across that you'd read a book called How to Retire at Age 35.
Yep.
And it kind of reminds me of like today, do you know the whole FIRE movement, financial independence, retire early people?
Well, that's the same thing. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, all these people now who are like engineers, they save money, they retire at 30 and live off ramen.
Yep.
So it sounds like you were the first one.
That's exactly right, man. Live like a student. Live like a student. You know, if I could save $100,000, interest rates were a lot higher then, right? So, you know, if I could save $100,000 and live off of, 50, 5, whatever it was, right? $10,000, 100,000, 10% interest rate. So $100,000 went $10,000 a year, right? So if I can get up to $250,000, then I'd have $25,000. Could I live off of that? Yeah, back then I thought I could live off of it. And that was my orientation, save up enough so I could retire and live like a student.
But what I find fascinating is like, what drove that psychology? Because you seem like someone who loves to work, loves to build things. So why do you care about retiring?
Just because the way I was raised, my dad really didn't have his own time to himself, right? Every morning, he was at work or leaving for work at 7 a.m., 6 days a week. He got home at, noon or 1 on Saturdays, and that was half a day off. We loved to take vacations, but he was always at the beck and call of somebody else. And he would always instill in me, the most valuable asset you can ever possibly have is time. And to me, and he always liked to say, today's the youngest you'll ever be, live like it. And to me, just being able to just own my own time, like until I got an iWatch, I hadn't worn a watch in 30 years. The day I sold Micro Solutions, I took off my watch and said I'd never wear a watch again because that signified I'd have to be somewhere and pay attention to time that other people set for me, right? And to be on someone else's schedule. And so never wore a watch again until I got an iWatch. And that's why, I just wanted to be able to do whatever I want, whenever I want, however I wanted to do it. And I got really good at it.
What's a big regret you've had in your life?
Oh man, so Mark, you ain't want to just, alright, you weren't thinking about just thugging it out? Alright, you ain't get just lazy and just want to sit there? Come on, man, what you talking about? There's no way that makes sense. You telling me you ain't never just get lazy and want to sit there. So you ain't ever just want to just go to Margaritaville and just drink margaritas until your legs fall off your body? This is all interesting to me, just to hear these things. Because you tune in and then you seeing that it's this whole angle. It's this whole angle, bro. But what is that angle about? What is that angle about? Is that angle true? Is there any truth to that angle? That's the main thing we gotta think about. I don't think we be thinking about the fact that there ain't no truth to the angles. Let me see. Make sure we looking at these charts, y'all. My bad, y'all. Make sure y'all pay attention to y'all screen. And put the charts back on just so y'all can see what's going on. Down at 53 right now. Yeah, I'm about to get out of here sooner than later, guys, just so I can be able to focus, man. There's a lot of money in these things setups, and if I can't really focus on it, I can't really focus on it. And I'm also knocking out some other things in the background to make sure that these spins are up to date. These spins are up to date. Those are good. Both of those are good. And now we need to go to this brother and make sure we get that diamond hands. Okay, but tomorrow, Wacky Wednesday, though. Let's see the daily. The daily should still actually be alright. Half-ass curl down. Yeah, but you see this 2 hour, right? So we waiting for it to come back. That shit should be actually on top of its own head. Look at this. And when you see this, this is a rarity. Like if you're looking through the whole charts, you're never gonna necessarily see the same two big candles back to back. So that's also interesting too. And then you start seeing do those type of weird things. Okay. Okay, I see how you're moving, my brother. So that's one, and then what else we have besides the charts that's showing you that setup right there. Speak it. Speak it. Oh, burn that, young brother. Gotta burn that, young brother. Get your ass out here. Yeah, kid. Oh, that bro got out there fast. Now, he almost had half court. Like, I don't know the game. I'm making the game look slow, but killed, bro. Whole angles. That shit fucked up. It's fucked up. These bros out here too, they got their terrorized too. Hella and ones. Alright, there's no call. This right here is an one though for sure. But do you see how I gotta split the defense? Yo, they playing some wild ass defense on the kid right now. Look, they keep on doing it. They can't fuck with us though. They can't fuck with us. I ain't gonna lie to you, my brother. Hold on, just seal that brother on that side. It's left hand. No, I dribbled with the left hand. I didn't need to finish with the left hand because if I finish with the left hand, I'm literally bringing the ball to the side of the rim. I'm sealing him off using the rim on the right side. If it was a shot blocker, then you'll use that. But because he's that guy, probably supposed to using body, I guess maybe he can try to block shot. No, I'm not gonna block shit. Same thing right here. This dude right here appears to be hedging. That dude's staying behind it like a knucklehead. That's at the bottom of the net. I'm smacking it down in the middle of the backboard with fucking 2 hands. Yeah, down there everything was money. Same different cut cross. Drop it. This is why we trying to tell people though. You see how I go here? Bam. And now if you look what just happened, 4 people just collapsed. 4 people just collapsed on the side of that one. I ain't gonna lie to y'all boys. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, boys. Them just trying to play hard in their mind. They can't fuck with us. And like I said, most of the time that you see anything happening, especially like these games right here, this is the beginning of the season. Actually the first game of the season. Our gym was just being rebuilt. So this is actually a home game for us, and you see us in white. It's a home game for us, and we're playing at Robbinsville Middle School. We won this game for sure. But I'm just showing you though how close the games is. This is the first game of the season. But this game wasn't the first game of the season. This team right here was way better than the other team that we just played. So but it's the same thing with me. Nothing ain't gonna change with me. You gotta figure out what probably change, but nothing gonna change with me. That nigga gonna hit everything. He gonna hit everything. Good pass. That's a good finish. I know he gonna hit everything. Buzzer beater. I wish, man, the good camera show they get the score change and I'm getting to the basket. That's too easy. Debo. Debo. Yo, shout everybody out, bro, but we about to get up out of here, man. Definitely want to thank y'all for tuning in to the Black Wall Street Bets Taco Tuesday, where we talk about currency only. Like I said, I just want you to kind of leave this situation with kind of one mindset, one ideal, one approach, right? Where you're looking at it and you're like, yo, no, I don't want you to have that approach, because that ain't a good approach for y'all. It's a better approach for me, because I know how to channel it. But from y'all should challenge y'all greatest LeBron James. I'm not sure if they won tonight, right? But I seen that they went up enough to put Bronny in. Get it out the way. We did it once, so now every time we do it after that, it don't even mean nothing. You can still be excited about it and just seeing it, but shout out to my boy Bronny though, in the simple sense that he had one tip that he could have got a point on. He had a tray ball that he could have got a point on. And shout out for Bron, the same setup that I did. I mean, the same setup that I would give a player like Bronny, where I know that he has a nice shooting touch. So what I'm going to do, because if somebody's playing me one-on-one necessarily, he's not going to be able to guard me. So I get by him, seal with my shoulder, pro hop, some type of dribble drive, pro hop type vibe, where I now bring the defense into me extreme. That's why I'm pro hopping, so I don't have to dribble. Like if you're trying to overly dribble, you may get into trouble. But you can pro hop into some deep nonsense, right, just to be able to kick it out. So even if you just seen the highlight, when I went across the lane, it's not a complete pro hop, but it's the step, and the step is set up because now if this dude goes out, just take the second one and just finish the layup. If he commits, then that's my whole play anyway, so that's even an easier practice. I'm trying to draw him in, kick it out to your shooters. And that's what you're seeing happening. So shout out to the brothers, man. Shout out to my dog Cold. Shout out to everybody, really. On some hooping shit. But when it come to me, same thing I tell y'all with the charts, bro. It's some things that God made some humans to do that he didn't make other humans to do. And that's really all I can say about it. Because the level of perfection and things that you're able to reach in certain things based on callings and based on things like this is, you know what I mean? It's nothing shy of the Most High, right? Based on all the things that we've read about the Most High, all the concepts we have about the Most High. There's nothing shy of the Most High when you can like actually see people like, say you love video games, you see somebody create a whole video game from scratch or hack some video game. Like, that's how cheat codes and all these different things are thought of. right? Because there's hackers, there's backdoor people. Oh, yo, there's a patch, there's this. Yo, they got to patch this up because this was. There's people, bro, that even when you was a jit was working in the background, man. So you got to really, really keep a lot of this shit in your head. And, like, even the way I played basketball all the time, I remember I used to always pick the, I used to get the team with the chick on there with the big titties. I shouldn't have said it like that. But yeah, Street Hoops is one of the best games, bro. If anybody tell you Street Hoops sucks, just tell them they ain't never played Street Hoops. Street Hoops was so fly, like you can cross it.
What's cracking, y'all? It's me, Big Boy. Bunch of hot Atlanta.
But yeah, you see, he moved that, break his ankle, oh, pump fake, knock that down. Oh, this bro here bullshitting. Oh, he got a jumper though. Yeah, the ballers, the assassins. I used to choose the assassins sometimes. I think that most of the time I chose the ballers. That's the ballers in black and red. That's the ballers that just hit the three-pointer. D squared. That's so lame, man. Yeah, and this is what I love about the rebounds. I love this. But you could also block shots. Like, this game was extremely well done. I'm surprised they never made a Street Hoops V2 because this game was so well done in the sense that it was relatively real but relatively fake. So like these shits out here, Jitsu got his shit swatted. But like just even these terms, teabagging all this, like all these, I learned this from this game. So I don't know if this game was good or bad, but I'm telling you that I became a better basketball player by playing this game. Did I play other games? Of course. But when I was by myself, I only played these games. 2K, around that time was live. So like Live 05 for sure, that had Carmelo on it with the headband and the blue and yellow boy. The blue and yellow boy. Like he was on a random team. Shout him out though. That was one of my favorite NBA lives. But then I didn't have the one with T.A.C.O on there, which was 6. Damn, did we start going to 2K? We started going to 2K, right? But I love, like I said, the main point that I'm making is, for sure I played these games when I was young, but I love these games because how good it got you at the sport. Like these little tip backs, you can practice these tip backs all day. Learn how to do it. Like I said, you even learn a lot of things like how this bro box out and how you get early position. This is all these things. Like look, Slammer. This dude, he's playing with the Assassins. He sucks. He sucks. I wish y'all could see me on the sticks. I'm probably gonna have to get this game. This is my board. But you have to go play everybody, bro, and then you can go into a little store. You can go into a little alleyway and then go into like a little store and then get you some gear, man. Get you some gear, G. But yeah, these moves, but if you do too much move, then you lose your stamina. I hate this about the game. It was always a bounce. So this was stuff I didn't like about the game. But when I say this game was good though, because it was relatively competitive, just in the ordinary sense of just like on normal. Like you don't even gotta even really turn it up just yet, right? And it tells you enough without telling you a lot. Like I don't remember if there was like any like. You can go out, go to the stores. Yeah, I think the main thing you did was just play other teams. I'm trying to think like, but I remember so that's what I'm trying to figure out what part of the gameplay is this. Cause I remember unlocking half man, half amazing. Because this is my team, half man, half amazing. Hey yo, I'm picking AO before I pick anybody else in the world, nigga. But I like half man, half amazing. Hey yo, hey, yo, like, that bitch could shoot. And that's there. Most of the time, I'm trying to shoot that bitch. So like, even if you knew me as a kid, like I was always trying to shoot that hoe. Like, shoot that bitch like that. And like, I try to shoot just like these bros right here shooting. So that's what I'm saying. This game was actually good because it's like it showed you how to play defense. It showed you different little tactics. And like I said, you're watching the game do it, but it's like, damn, how did he get his ankle broke? Okay, that aspect of it, maybe I don't understand it. But why did he make that shot? Why did he miss that one? Oh, dang, that's a dagger. What does that mean? I understand what that means. It's a dagger, but what is that in basketball? So yeah, Streets is very, very good. Very, very good of incorporating non-basketball with basketball because, like I said, besides these little moves that they did, every other thing was so legit. I think that you could like run. It was the whole thing, bro. It was the whole thing. And like I said, you get this money, and then every time you win a game, like I said, you can buy clothes. That right there happened a lot. That happened almost every play, damn near, nigga, if you wasn't careful. So if you had a guard, nigga, and you trying to run an outlet that be extremely quick, you'll find yourself in a position where it ain't your fault. It's definitely your fault because you threw that dumbass outlet pass. But then it also show you that it ain't about just because you threw the pass, because sometimes you actually make that pass and the bird catch it. It's like, ooh, good pass. That's a fucking pass, bro. Easy layup. Because sometimes you're going to play some hard ass teams where you're going to need everything you can get. No blood, no foul, no nothing. That dude is a scrub. But yeah, that's what Braves always say. No blood, no foul, no nothing. He ain't dunk on nobody. Well, he probably, maybe I skipped one, but I used to hate that shot. Sometimes you'll do that shot, like you be on the water layer, you'll do that little spin jump right there. The worst. Sometimes you'll be on that job, you'll be wanting to do a normal pull up, and he does that. Yep. The boys on that board. So yeah, this is Street Hoops though. Nevertheless, how I got here, I can't believe. But I remember the main thing I was telling y'all though was just how important this is into your development of playing basketball. And I also told y'all about this one too. The reason why I love this one was mainly the dunk contest. You could do like a little dunk contest, or you could do a little flip. And remember I told y'all who was on the cover, right? Melo in the blue and yellow.
When you think of NBA Live, what comes to mind? In the glory days of sports gaming, NBA Live was great. To many, NBA Live 2005 is actually considered to be the greatest basketball video game ever made. You see, back then, in 2004, Live 05 offered more than just a 5-on-5 basketball game. This game had depth. It had layers.
Yo, when they did this that year, bro. When they did this was my first year. actually getting it physically, because the other one that I had was on PS1. That was with T.A.C.O. I had one with T.A.C.O on PS1. I think that was 98. 2001, I did that. I did 2001. T.A.C.O was my favorite player, so I know for sure I had that
Regular
one.
NBA exhibition games were great, with sound gameplay that leaned slightly towards the arcade side. It was the ability to perform 720-degree slams, windmills, and between-the-leg dunks that would make Vince Carter proud. Let's be honest, everyone wants to dunk. That's a dream nearly every kid has.
And that was another thing that
This
was
game-
hard, because you had to actually do the dunks. It was like a timing joint where you had to, like, in particular, the between the legs twice. You had to, I don't remember it now, but you go up and then you'll see him go slow, and then there's a and then he'll do the BAM, man. You're like, oh shit. The cartwheel was pretty easy. You can necessarily do anything with the cartwheel. You can throw it up, do the cartwheel, do a fucking windmill, do it between the legs. What I used to do all 50 dunks. So I think I used to do probably off the backboard, windmill. I used to do the between the legs twice, always, because between the legs twice is 50. Yeah, and those are all special dunks, but between the legs twice, that was the hard one. Like I said, sometimes he'd drop that bitch.
Gave you adrenaline.
But
You
yeah,
felt the
this is
rim
one of the best
high.
games.
This was a game that, for many, defined their childhood. Time.
Yeah,
NBA
that's
Live
a cover right there, I would tell you.
of all
about.
time. Put Live 05 in the GOAT
Yeah,
conversation.
this is the greatest
Like
game,
any
like
great
that,
NBA
because it
player,
teaches
it
you how to
was
play basketball too.
Gameplay, arguably the most important part of any sports game, was so good it was frightening. It was fluid and it was fast. The freestyle dribbling controls were vastly improved over Live 04, and only the top ball handlers could use the flashiest moves. In previous live games and other basketball games, anyone could cross someone over, such as Yao Ming. Not in this game. This change made players
Yeah,
like Allen
exactly.
Iverson feel true to life.
Now, the big
Since
man
this
that
game
hit
was
the cross,
created
they
during
used to
the very
lose
beginning
that.
of online gaming,
Let me
the
see what he
CPU
did.
had to be
You could tie the
competitive
ball
and
up.
smart.
Yeah, they had
They
some
couldn't
good
get away
stuff.
with having awful AI, such as what you'd see in a modern Madden title.
This is a
In
good
Live
game.
05, players will actually pass the ball around to find an open man, shoot off the dribble, and even take mid-range jumpers. In previous live titles, the computer basically only dunked or shot threes. Not in this game. The advanced AI was important for bringing the NBA to life and adding replayability. No friends around to play with? Hop into this game's epic Dynasty mode and you'll still have a fun and challenging experience. Speaking of the Dynasty mode, it was pretty dang good for 2004. After receiving criticism for the lackluster version of the game mode in Live 04, EA went to work. The mode now runs through a calendar and time is actually a thing. This was very innovative and was a pretty great idea for making Dynasty mode feel realistic. Want to trade for a player? Submit a proposal to the other team and the agent representing the player you want, and then wait a few days for them to think it over. This prevented users from jumping into the mode and instantly trading and signing 20 players and turning over their entire roster in seconds. While yes, that can be fun, it's not exactly realistic. It
Yeah, I
was
never necessarily
refreshing
traded
to have
players,
to build a
but
team with a new,
Deshaun
more
Wagner,
patient
that's my guy.
Free
I
agency
love
was
Deshaun
improved.
Wagner.
As
It's a free
players
agency
now took
pool?
multiple factors
What the
into
fuck, brother,
account,
you got Deshaun
free
Wagner
agents were
from?
refreshing to have to build a team with a new
Hell no.
Not exactly
That
realistic.
nigga just got
It
Deshaun
was
Wagner from the free agency
refreshing
pool.
to have to build a team with a
There's
new,
no way
more
Deshaun
patient
Wagner was on the
approach.
team in 2005.
Free agency was improved as players now
knew
took
that
multiple
was right,
factors
bro.
into account when choosing a team to sign with.
Deshaun
Some
Wagner
players
was
might
good.
sign with a different team for less money if it means they will have a better chance at getting a ring. EA also tweaked the CPU GM AI. No longer could you fleece teams for their star players. Trades were actually pretty difficult, which made successful ones feel a
Yeah,
lot more
you had to balance trades.
This was the only NBA game at
You
the
had to
time
balance
that had this
trades.
advanced of an AI in Dynasty or franchise mode. You want to trade for LeBron James? Too bad. Why would Cleveland do something that dumb? They wouldn't. Simheads like myself love that realism. As you play through your Dynasty mode, you earn points that you can spend on upgrading players, unlocking throwback uniforms, and even unlocking new shoes. You can even use your points on scouting. Basically, you'd send a scout across the world from Europe to Africa to Asia, trying to uncover the next hidden superstar. The more points you used, the better the scouts would be. You can even invite these young players to your facilities and test their skills with one-on-one games against one of your team's players, and you can choose who you want to control. This way you can see how they feel to play with.
That's why I found you at the
They are
zone.
defending your own team,
That's
as a
how I know
rival
that's what
might
got
pick them
you,
up
bro.
instead. Something like this is kind of insane for a game from 2004. You don't even see that kind of depth in franchise modes today. Circling back to the gameplay, we cannot ignore how many player-specific animations there were. In a PS2 era game, developers didn't have much memory to work with. You could only fit so much into a game, unlike today where possibilities are basically infinite. Despite the technical limitations, EA went off. Tracy McGrady had his signature smooth dunks, while the CPU Kobe doesn't really pass the ball. Shaq has his own powerful one-handed slam animations, while Ray Allen has the smoothest three-point shot and exudes confidence whenever he has an inch of space behind the three-point line. And good luck trying to score on Ben Wallace and the Pistons. In 2004, this was crazy for a sports video game. The ultimate highlight of this game has to be the All-Star Weekend, however. This game easily has the best representation of the dunk contest ever seen in a video game. You can choose any player you want with at least an 80 overall dunk rating to participate. You can choose any player you want with at least an 80 overall dunk rating to participate. And you can even play with up to 4 players, making this essentially an epic party game with friends. In the practice mode, there are actually thousands of different dunk combinations you can try out. But when you have to perform for real, with friends around you, with the crowd on their feet, with the clock ticking, it makes you nervous. It really helps put you in the perspective of an actual NBA player in the actual dunk contest. It's a lot harder than it looks. With the commentary of Ernie Johnson and Kenny the Jet Smith bashing you if you try a boring or safe dunk, the environment gets in your head. It's awesome. Throw the ball off of the Jumbotron, your own head. Do a handspring into a windmill, 720 reverse, no scope, you name it. You can pretty much do anything. Even if you don't care for the NBA or sports or 5-on-5 gameplay or any of that stuff, this game was worth buying, simply for the dunk contest alone. The All-Star Weekend mode also had a 3-point shootout, rookie and sophomore game, and of course, the actual All-Star game, which was surprisingly different from regular games. Gameplay was faster, and crazy dunks and deep threes were much easier to perform. It actually played differently and resembled an actual All-Star game. That is what I like to call attention to detail. This was the first live game to have unique faces for literally every single player, and they all had their actual shoes, most of their tattoos, and more. Marv Albert was still in his prime and delivered great commentary. Even the All-Star Weekend had commentary, and it was arguably even better. And of course, this game featured an epic soundtrack that really sets the tone. This game was just an incredible vibe. It retailed for only $39.99. Let that sink in. That really set better. And of course, this game featured an epic soundtrack that really sets the tone. This game was just an incredible vibe. It retailed for only $39.99. Let that sink in. With the sheer depth of content and hundreds of hours of playing time, it's no wonder why this game was such a hit. And while NBA Live has completely fallen off in recent years, and while 2K continues to get hate for its microtransactions, servers, and gameplay issues, sometimes the best course of action is to dust off the PS2 and pop Live 05 back in. This was a special game,
this fucking free
a game
throw
that
is
lives up to all the
legendary.
praise it's received over the years,
Regardless
regardless of what's come out since. Transporting
nervous,
yourself back to
fella? Your shit
2004
fast.
with Live 05 might just be more fun. At the end of the day, that's why we play video games, is it not? Thanks for watching.
My bad, man. I ended up leaving that done a little bit too long. Like I said, we was already done. I wanted to give y'all I just want to just let y'all know the 2 little basketball games that I played, because you probably was watching my game. I was bro cold. Shout out the games. But definitely, I want to shout everybody out for tuning in to this episode of Taco Tuesday, where we talk about currency only. Like I said, we kind of see it going up, but you just have to follow the setup. We already taught y'all how to trade necessarily, so we're gonna see what you guys do tomorrow. But if you do want to stay in touch with us, definitely check out the description and check out the different channels and stuff. You may be able to catch us on Twitter or a lot of these different platforms. You'll catch us throughout the day tweeting stuff or posting things about plays and different entry points and sell points and things like that we may be looking at. So, hey, it's always important to stay in contact with everybody that you need to stay in contact with. Where's your emergency contacts, they may ask. So definitely thank everybody for coming out, man, and hey, I'm about to focus on these charts, man. Peace. Nah, I ain't piecing yet. I do have to focus on the charts too, but I can't piece just like that. Let me double check something really fast. Okay, perfect. We are ready. Shalom. Bless on this Taco Tuesday.